Alright YouTube, what is going on? It is ConflctNerd Callum here today, bringing you another episode of my Transport Fever Let's Play. We're going to start off today's episode by, again, looking at the just sale in general. Sales just become a bit of a, new bus. Oh, snap, that's interesting. Okay, we'll get onto that as well. A few things to look at this episode. There's also a new train there as well, which we might go ahead and deploy. Starting off by looking at sale though, looking at the loop 2, which I'm going to rename one of the loops. I'm going to rename loop 1 the main loop just because, and I'm going to call this like the Sale Wembley loop. Just to get rid of all confusion. And we're going to look at trams. The trams are in the negative still, which is not good enough. However, I want to do some rerouting. That's really what I want to go ahead and do this episode, and just try and change things up and see if they can be a little bit more successful. And basically I think what we're going to do is we're going to remove this bus station and we're going to, I guess, merge them both into this one up here. So we now refer to loop 1 as the main line. I've gone ahead and updated that there. Anyways, what we're going to do is we're literally just going to move everything out of here and we're going to move you guys up to here because there's no point in having 3 stations. I thought about this in the one. This is getting used a bit more. The trams are... they're not getting used very much at all, which is really disappointing. I mean, that one is full, but I think that's just moving people from over here along to over here. And I also want to go ahead and make use of this stop right outside the station. And I know that sounds silly, but I do, or I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to move it closer to the station. So let's get today's tasks underway. So let's go ahead and move that very quickly. I think we're going to have a stop. We're not going to have a stop there. We're probably going to have to stop at this side here actually, just so it's a wee bit further away. So you're going to stop in there. So we need to go ahead and alter our lines. So the first change is going to be, we're going to make the bus line from Wembley to Sale. So you should just be B Sale Wembley. There we go. So this is the line here. The line's actually doing extremely well. 2.56 million, which for a bus is pretty good. It's probably one of our best actually. There's another one there, the Haverhill Curtains in the 2 million. I think it's the most profitable bus actually, which is good to see. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and make some alterations. So we're going to remove number 5, like so, and then we're going to add a station after 4 and 5, and you are going to go into here instead. And that should cause no problem at all. So I'm happy with that. So that's getting people moving out of this station here, and then I would just want to go ahead and reroute the trams a little bit, and I think I'm going to add 1 or 2 extra stops as well. So if we go ahead and make the tram, an easy to see colour, then hopefully things will be a little bit easier for us. So let's change the tram to a nice yellow, so we can actually see what the fuck is going on in here. So where in town does it not cover? That's the real question. Where do more stops need to be made? There needs to be another stop more central, I think that's definitely for sure. So we're going to go ahead and make a slight altercation. So what I think I am going to do is, I think... there's could be quite a few changes we could make here actually. So I don't obviously want any stops on that main road there. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and have to upgrade some of this anyway. So let's go ahead and upgrade roads. What we're going to do to all the upgraded road is we're going to make it into a large street, and we're going to keep bus lanes, and we're also going to have tram tracks as well. So what I want the new route to do is come around here. Come along here. So basically what I think we'll do is we'll add a bus stop roughly, probably about here where my mouse is. Then we'll add another tram stop roughly here where my mouse is. And then that'll connect to Park Road. So that means there's a bit more of a central stop. And then what I want to do is I think I want to... do I want to come any further out here? I don't think I really do, to be honest. I do want to stop like up here though. I do want to stop up here to serve these people here, and then I think that'll do me. So let's go ahead and upgrade you as well. So you're going to get upgraded. You're going to get upgraded. The new stop's going to be up there, and we'll see how things do. So let's go ahead and add in the new stops that I want to go ahead and build. So there's going to be a new stop. Probably, can I get it in this bit of road here? No, we can't. You'll just go over there instead, and we can very quickly just go ahead and delete you because there's no... shit. Well, hopefully you'll sort yourself out. Game's smart enough to do that. Then what we need to do is go ahead and... I'm just going to pre-remove this stop actually. I know that the stop is kind of in operation, but I've gone ahead and fucked with it anyway. And again, going forward, we're only going to play in ×1 speed. The reason for that is because I want to go ahead and... Okay, so it's rerouted London Road, which is pretty good. I just want to go ahead and be able to keep on top of everything. Like at the end of the last episode, like if we were to actually look at the broader game right now, every single city has issues. Every single... Okay, Verwoods, take that out of the equation. Every single city. This train station here has got 400 people waiting at it, for example. This train station over here this had 600 people at the end of the last episode. 600 people, which, damn son, like, come on, like, and it's not, I'm not helping myself with ×2 speed, let's put it that way. I need to go ahead and slow things down and just make things go a little bit smoother so I can try to keep on top of everything. Remove you, because I think you've just run your course pretty much, to be honest, so take that out there. Now this is where the new additional stops are going to get added, so after 3, we need to go and add the station in here 4, and then after 13 we need to go ahead and add in this station here, and that should be no difficulty at all. So that's that extra stop added in, and then in between after 7 you're going to get added in, and then after 11 you're going to get added in to new roads, and that is pretty much the 2 additional stops done. So hopefully the coverage in the town will be a little bit better now. For some, why? Oh, something's not right here though. So 3, 4, 5, 15, 16, 17. It's maybe there is 2 stops, and you're also on that side of the road. Interesting. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and deploy a lot of trams onto this. I just want to get the frequency up a lot more, and I swear down we got. Oh no, right. I think we need to go ahead and upgrade our trams. Let me go ahead and just look at stuff. So these yellow trams, I believe you guys are out of date now, if I'm correct in thinking, because you run from, you're only 5 years old, but I think at 1970 you got phased out. So anyway, we're going to buy trams, we're going to buy a lot of these new ones, and then we're going to assign you to the tram for sale and see how you do. So you should hopefully up the frequency, and hopefully we should start making money on this issue, because it is really starting to annoy me. As you can see, there's just way too many people walking around. Like, no one really should be walking down here. Like, I don't know where you're going to. Destination work. Where's your work? The industrial building, which is there. So you could quite easily go into the station and then get the tram round. That's what I'd really like to see. And I'm hoping that by adding more trams I can just get the demand up in general. That's the hope. But we'll see how things go anyway. And hopefully the station will get a lot more use, and I guess now we can go ahead and remove the... I mean, this station is quite new itself actually, but it's time to go ahead and remove you and move on from that. Anyway, so we have noticed that there's a lot of people waiting on our main line, and I think we can go ahead and add in some more trains. So if we go to the rail depots here, then I actually just very quickly want to look, see how the profitability is doing on those lines. So as you can see, yeah, one of them only... Interesting, one of them's at 14 million, the other one's at 30 million though, which is absolutely wonderful to see. So, what we're going to do slowly over time is we're going to go ahead and recall our older trains, I guess you could say, and then we're just going to deploy new trains. So what we're going to do is we're going to start to send you guys back to the depot. Hopefully you guys won't take too long and cause too much disruption. We've still got a lot of trains to sell actually that are in the depots. I think their sell back value, I sold some of them in between these and the last episode, and I got about 3 to 4 million for each of them, so it wasn't too bad. So we can go ahead and sell you. You get me, okay, you only get me 1.8 million. That's kind of shit. Let's go ahead and buy some trains though, and we're going to buy 3 new trains for each. So that's going to mean that there is going to be... So currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so there's 6 current trains on the lines, but we're going to go ahead and change that and make that up to 9, possibly 10. I think we'll start with 9, and I mean there'll be room for expansion, so I guess we're adding in, I think each can hold 168, so we're basically adding in an extra 450 seats onto each clockwise and anti-clockwise of the main line, so hopefully everything should go smoothly. Anyway, let's go ahead and... Now, I'm started... I mean, you can go up to 200s, but I don't think we have a carriage which can support that speed. I mean... The fastest carriage goes at 140, so there's no point in getting a big train like that. However, you guys get phased out in 1985, and you can go at 145. How much do you cost? You cost 16 million though, so no, let's not do that. I do want to save my money actually going forward, and I fucked this up again. I'm just going to sell you straight away. So let's go ahead and buy some carriages for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then what we're going to do ahead is clone and clone. So there we go. Now let's go ahead and assign you to a line. So I need to get you correct. So you're going to be going on to the anti. You're going to be going on to the anti. And you're going to be going on to the anti. And that should hopefully get just more people moving, hopefully free up some of the stations. And I think in today's episode as well, we're going to go ahead, look at a bit of buses, but we might look at building a new train line as well, because I think it's definitely time for that. Again, we're pretty much just going to do the same thing on this side as well. So we need wagons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Clone you twice, and then deploy yous, and these are just going to be on the clockwise line this time. So off you guys go, and we'll take a look at, I guess, how you guys are doing in a while. We just need to go ahead and wait, and might be good to add more signals onto the line now we've got more trains, but this train station seems really busy, and it looks like that's us into 1971, and that's a new train there, interestingly. So let's see the breakdown actually of the station. So the breakdown, there's a lot of people waiting to go clockwise on line 2, which is good. I think clockwise... Let me think about this. Clockwise is actually going to be going up to Sale, which is interesting, and that train's full. So let's go look at the profit margins for line number 2. So, okay, it's not bad. 5 million and 1.7 million. Hopefully that'll continue to increase a little bit, and we can maybe go ahead and think about adding in maybe longer trains and new carriages onto that line, because that's definitely a possibility with the money we have. Anyway, so I can see right now that Ride is having a little bit of an issue, and I really want to go ahead and deploy trams into rides, but seeing how there's a lot of people walking around here, to be fair, but seeing how poor trams are doing in Sale kind of worries me, and I'm a bit skeptical about going ahead and using trams. I think though the trams do look to be doing okay actually. You've got 15 people on you, which is much better to see. Let's just go ahead and actually look at the profit. So you're doing worse than ever actually. And saying that, I do want to probably go ahead and actually sell some of you older trams, though I just want to see as profitable, you know? I mean, there's like no one waiting there, which is kind of annoying. There's not really many people waiting at the stops overall. I realise the frequency of the trams is really, really good, but there's just like no people waiting, which is annoying. There's some people waiting here, but they're waiting to go to Wembley, so what we're going to do, I think, is we're just going to extend the bus line, and we're going to work on Ride in this episode a little bit. So we've not looked at the Ride Connects in a long time, and Ride has grown considerably. The population of Ride now is at over 2,500, so we need to go ahead and analyse the line, probably upgrade some buses, and just hopefully make it a little bit of a better experience for the people in Ride, because there's too many people for my liking walking around in Ride. So this is the Ride Connect, this is the current route, and the current route has definitely outgrown the city quite a bit. So we need to go ahead and add in a lot of new bus stops, which will mean that we need to carry more passengers, so on and so forth. So right now the current route goes from the Ride siding all the way up to the station and then back down here to Ride Central. Now though, it's going to go ahead and do a little bit of a more different and hopefully better route, and we might just go ahead and create it into a full-on loop. So we're going to go ahead and add bus stops in to appropriate areas. Now, areas that are not being served right now are... We might have to get rid of the South Street stop actually. I think that's what we're going to do. So South Street's going to get removed and that bus is going to stop there instead. We're then going to have a bus stop up here. We're then going to have a bus stop here. So that should serve that, no problem. So we'll go ahead and very quickly make these alterations. So let's go ahead and remove South Street. And then also 11. Then after bus stop number 2 we need to add in U. Then after number 12 we also need to go ahead and add in U. So that is new School Lane being added on. Then after bus stop number 4 we need to go ahead and add U in. Park Road. Then you're going to jump over to there at the High Street. Which if that's the High Street for Ride, then I don't think Ride's going to be doing too well commercial wise. Then after 13 we need to go ahead and add High Street in, and then Park Road, and that is the new bus stops for this part of town added in successfully. Then we just need to go ahead and pretty much do the same on the other side of town. So let's go ahead and jump back into our bus stops. Let's get the line back open as well, actually. So I think instead of I kind of need you to stop at Queen's Road though. You're going to stop at Queen's Road, then you're going to make your way round here, I think. Yeah, I think that's the best option. And then what I am going to do is I think I'm going to add another bus stop here. So I'm going to make this a complete loop. So what's going to happen now, if we just close out U very quickly, is so from Queen's Road, so after bus stop number 9, we're going to add in U. We're then going to add in U to 11. You go in there at 12. Then after bus stop number 12, you're going to come back to Church Street, and then you're going to go back to George Street, and then that's that part successfully done. Now after 12, I kind of just want it to go into 12 and then come back out. So after 12, you're going to go here to 13. You're then going to go into the ride siding for 14. You're then going to come back out to the drive for 15, and then you're going to go back into the ride central for 16, and then that I think is the new loop completed. So we got 3 stops here at the ride siding, which I don't know if that's correct. We don't need the last one in the first one, I don't think. So I think that's the route complete now, and hopefully it should have a wee bit more effectiveness. However, going out, oh hold up, I've seen a little bit of an error there. Yeah, there's something wrong here. What's going on here? For some reason you're looping around when you shouldn't be looping around. It's like this bus stop at the side's not really getting used. Like there's no one waiting at that side at all. Why not? To be fair, that detour isn't that much of an issue, so I'm happy to go ahead and run it. Anyway, we need more buses on here. We definitely do. And I'm pretty sure we have buses at the depot actually currently. Yeah, we have quite a lot. So I'm going to set you guys all onto the Ride Connect, and hopefully this will not cause too many issues with the bus station. As I can see, there's a lot of buses here, but it's not causing too many queues anyway. I mean, 3 buses go into here actually, so I could see some possible problems going forward, but I think we just need to upgrade the width of the road in places, which, to be honest, some of these roads are already looking pretty good. But some of the ones in the centre of town might struggle a little bit, and I'm a bit worried round about here as well. I think this road definitely needs upgraded here. It's just going to help everyone's life out if the roads are a little bit better, so might as well go ahead and do it. So let's go ahead and just upgrade some of this. I realise this is going to cost me quite a bit of money, and I don't need tram tracks, so that's something I do not need. So no tram tracks. But this is going to cost me quite a bit of money, but I think it'll definitely be worth it going forward anyway. So have buses going there. Those buses must just be deploying. Let's just go ahead and upgrade this whole main street here, and hope that there's just no traffic congestion. So I think up to there should be good, and then up here by the... I can imagine this place getting quite busy, so we're just going to go ahead and add in quite a few bus lanes up this part of town as well, just to lower that congestion, and then things should be a little bit easier. I was half tempted to go ahead and, like I've done at Sale, adding a transport hub for the rail station, but I don't think there's any need. But it's good to see there's less people waiting on trains now than ever before, I think, at rides. Maybe that's the help of the extra trains we just added into the main loop. So with rides sorted out now, what we're going to go ahead and do is just very quickly look at some of the other towns. So what is the waiting here? So the waiting is the clockwise loop, which is interesting. How are you guys doing? 12 million, so you're down quite a bit, but the frequency's at 3 minutes, which is good. How's the Philly loop doing? How's Philly doing? So mainly people are wanting to go to ride, or they're either wanting to go to Paisley Bridge, which is understandable. So maybe think it's time to go ahead and add more buses on here, and maybe remove this bus stop as well. I'm not really... I could go ahead and split the bus. Oh, I have a choice, I have a choice here. Let me think about this. So, I mean, there's a lot of people walking around this town as well, actually. I understand people do need to walk around, but I think it's maybe time to go ahead and add in some bus lanes into this town. That's for sure as well. I think most towns are getting to the stage where they are going to need bus lanes, so you definitely need a bus lane there so cars can just pass by. On this road coming in, I definitely think you do here when you arrive in the city. I can't remember what route you take. I think it's not quite that route. Can I not upgrade this road here? I can upgrade you. I can't upgrade that though, which is a bit frustrating. Anyway, so what we're going to do, we can upgrade that wee bit there as well. Not that that's going to make much of a difference. So what we're going to do is, I think I might add some more bus stops onto the Philly line. I think the Paisley Bridge, do you need any more buses? Wait, is there nothing, is there no buses going into here? Nothing waiting? No, I'm being silly here. Right, okay, so, right, we need to look at the frequencies of buses. So let's look at the bus from Philly to Paisley Bridge. So ride Philly, you're at 91 seconds, so you could definitely do with more buses. So I'm going to go ahead and assign some buses onto that. Let's actually check out the new bus as well. So Mercedes-Benz can carry 15, you can carry 16, so it's not too much of an upgrade, but might as well go ahead and buy you guys going forward. We'll buy 6 of you guys, I think, and we're going to go ahead and assign you onto the Ride Philly bus line. Like so hopefully that should probably drop the frequency, down to 62 seconds, which is wonderful. Then what we need to check out is we need to check out the Philly Paisley Bridge line as well. So Philly Bridge, it's just your frequency isn't high enough, that's the only real problem there. So again, that issue is not too difficult to solve, let's just go ahead and buy some more buses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, again 6, we'll try 6, and then you're going to go on the Philly to Paisley Bridge line, and then that lowers the frequency down to under a minute, which is much more what I like to see. The Philly Connect, how's the Philly Connect doing? So the Philly Connect is, again, the Connect needs upgraded, it's outgrown its current boundaries, so I think it's maybe time to just go ahead and give this a bit of an upgrade, because there's a whole new part of town over here to the left side of my screen where my mouse roughly is right now. This all needs serviced. This all really will need service going forward. And the Philly Annex, where it goes into that station on the loop, isn't really practical, so there's no one waiting at the Philly Annex, so which is interesting, very interesting. But I mean, the line is profitable. I think we just need to go ahead and connect more of the town up. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's add in some more bus stops. Let's keep Line Manager open actually, because I think it's quite useful to have. So close that U for the time being. Right, so we're going to add in an extra bus stop down the bottom here. We're going to add in an extra bus stop over this side of town, and then an extra bus stop up there. I don't know how you're going to connect back to Stanley Roads. We'll have to work something out. But so after North Roads, what's going to happen is, actually no, what I'm thinking will work. What I'm thinking will work. Right, okay, so after bus stop number 7, what's going to happen is you're now going to come down to here at Windsor Road. You're then going to go up to Queen Street, and then you're going to go back into 9, 10, 16. Those numbers don't add up. Wait, hold up. Stanley Road, are you the last bus stop on the route? So 16, and then it goes back to 1 in the Philly Annex. Right, okay, yeah, that's fine. So what I need to do after 10, 11, oh dear. Right, I've got a bit confused here, so what I'm going to do is I'm just very quickly going to go ahead and work this out. Right, okay, so that's me gone ahead and successfully done the bus stops. I don't know why this is taking a strange route round here though, because after 8... it should then come down this road here, and then it should come into bus stop number 9. And bus stop number 9 does have a bus stop at each side, so I don't know why you're doing an extra loop around this block here, which is unnecessary, but bar that, that's the new bus stops added in, and I think that is this place getting served a little bit better. We could add in an extra bus stop actually between 5 and 17, but I'll leave you for now, and that should mean that hopefully we're getting more people. Why is there so many people at that specific bus stop waiting on the bus? I do think hopefully with those new buses onto the Philly Connect, things should hopefully just move that a little bit smoother. Philly Connect, actually you need buses first of all, so let's go ahead and give you some more buses. 79 seconds for Connect just isn't quite good enough, so we're going to go ahead and buy another 6 of these new buses, which actually cost 250k, so that's 1.5 million spent there on the Philly Connect. And then that frequency is down to 54 seconds, under a minute, just how I like it. So with that Philly done, I guess looking at Paisley Bridge now, I guess we're just going to make a tour of the map. Paisley Bridge has grown a lot. I remember when this place had a small population of about 200, and it really has grown now. So I think it's time. It's amazing to actually see it's grown over the road, which is even cooler. So it's maybe time for a double entrance to this station actually. I want maybe 2 street connections. You're going to have a collision, but I don't mind that. But then I have to delete people's housing. Oh, for God's sake. Right, I think we're going to go ahead and just very quickly upgrade this and sort the situation out. Right, so this is our first ever station now with a second street connection. I don't think we have any others in this Let's Play series so far. I do want to go ahead and support as much growth as possible in any town, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and, if they're building over the other side of the line, just add a second entrance in, no problemo. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm very quickly just going to build over here, and then you're going to connect round into there, like so. So that gives another loop, and hopefully the town will continue to grow. But as this town has grown so much, it definitely needs its own connect, and we need to go ahead and make a few alterations. So the bus station is in a quite central location actually, which is good. However, we need to go ahead and give you a connect, because you don't have a connect. Somehow you don't have a connect. I've never remember when this place had about 200 population, it wasn't getting served. This is probably back in episode 4, and we're in what, episode 11 now? Or 10? I thought 11, I think. Basically, like this town was like, there was no point in really connecting up to this town, because this town had nothing, but now this town has everything going for it. A really big population and doing extremely well. You can just see the amount of people just going to and from the station. This isn't using its own route, I guess you could say. This is just using the Philly-Paisley Bridge bus. It's not even using a connect. And you can just see the amount of people just... I mean, that's a good thumbnail right there. That's a very good thumbnail right there, actually. If I can just get my mouse into an appropriate place. And there we go. I really like that thumbnail. That thumbnail is really cool. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and give you your own connect. So, for this to happen, we're going to go ahead and make sure that some of our roads are not dead ends, just so I can create as many loops as possible. Makes my life much easier, and I think that was the only one I really wanted to go ahead and add in there. So the first thing we're going to do actually is we're going to go ahead and remove some bus stoppings from the current Philly-Paisley Bridge line, because I don't want them clashing with the connect. So you are the bus which goes from Philly to Paisley Bridge here this year, so we're going to get rid of New Street and Grove Road stops on this line. So we're going to remove the new 4, Grove. I'm happy to keep York Road. Then we're going to get rid of 6 and 5. So get rid of 6, get rid of 5. So that means you just stop at York Road and then you continue straight on into the central station. That is exactly what I wanted. So now let's go ahead and go for some bus stops. So, how's this going to work? You're going to leave the station. Then what you're going to do is you're going to make your way down to the train station. I think that's quite a logical thing to do. Then from there you can bounce probably to about there. Then you can come over to here. Cross over the town and go over to here. Make your way up over to here. You're then going to just make a random stop in there, I think. Then you're going to come along here. Then I don't think I'm going to have you going over the other side of the line right now. Even though I said I wanted to promote growth, I guess, we're not going to do that at this current stage. And then we're just going to go ahead and create that line. So there's no need right now for those bus stops anymore. So let's go ahead and create this new line. It's been a while since we've actually created a brand new line from scratch. It's always just been alterations recently. Anyway, so you're going to leave there. Let's get you a better colour. Let's get you a light blue. So you're going to go from there. You're then going to go... No, I obviously didn't want to add in the train station. I wanted to add the bus station outside the train station, you muppet. Right, there we go. So Grove Road. You're then going to go to Manor Road. You're then going to go down here to Grange Road. Then to Mill Lane. Then up to the top end of the town at Queensway. Then into Victoria Road, then over to Main Road, then back into the transfer. Then you're just going to basically do this route in return, and hopefully everything should be fine. We should have no weird crossovers, and I will be happy and I will not rage. And Oh, what the fuck is going on here? I think it's possibly to do with the type of road that you're on. Right, okay, so let me think about this. So, 9, 8 and 10, so you should be, what, before I look, 7 and 11, which you are, and then the next one should be 6 and 12. Yeah, so there's no problems there. I think it's just a bus choosing to loop around this block a bit too many times. I've got a feeling it's due to the type of road, just because this is like it's a small street. I think we need a medium street here. Doing something like that, for example. So we'll just go ahead and upgrade all of this anyway, just for the folks of the town, and just to make their life a little bit easier. Like so, I think that's most of it upgraded now. So hopefully that'll sort itself out. If not, it's not actually that a big issue anyway. Now, do you have a depot? That's the next question. Do you have a depot? You don't have a depot, actually. Probably one of the few times in this game which doesn't have its own depot. So you're going to get yourself your own bus depot, which I'll just stick out here. Rotate you a little bit, like so you're more perpendicular to the roads. And that's a sign you're going to get the new buses on all your buses are going to be the new buses, that's what I'm trying to say. You're going to get 12, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then you're going to go on to the line, I don't think we gave it a name actually, so you're line 1, so off you guys go, and hopefully, again, this will just continue to grow the population of Pateley Bridge. Let's go ahead and rename that line before I forget about it, and then what we're going to do, I think, is we're going to wrap today's episode up here. So, that's really disappointing to see. Really disappointing to see. I'm really tempted in the next episode to go back to buses and sale. Really, really am, because I can't believe we're still losing money on that. We're losing even more money than before on that. The main line though is doing extremely successful, both at 20 million. Loop 2 is really starting to get there. We're closing in on 5 million now, so I think all is good. Line 1, you're making a loss because you just got created, that's understandable. So you are the BC for, we just call you Bridge because I have no idea how to spell Pateley and I don't really want to learn either. The right connect is not as profitable as I would like, and I think we're going to start to get issues with connects in towns. That's what I think. I think you've probably caused traffic jams. We'll very quickly bounce down there and just have a look. We've got the BC Bridge line. Yep, you're the new line. It looks like we're into 1973 now with no new unlocks. That's really strange as well, actually. It looks like the Pateley Bridge to Philly line's also doing this weird detour around here. Really strange. Anyway, the ride sail bus is actually doing really, really well though, 2 million, which is good to see. Everything else is doing pretty much fine, to be honest. The Philly Connect. That's interesting. I guess we just altered that though, so hopefully that should go back to profitability. Jesus Christ, what is going on here? I'm guessing the frequency just isn't high enough. No, we need more buses. We need more buses on this line. Jesus, the amount of people that are waiting on this is just mad. There's a wee bit of traffic queuing up here, but it's really not that bad here at all. We could go ahead and maybe upgrade this station. No, we can't. Right, going forward in the next series, we're not going to build small stations. We're only going to build large stations. So let you guys do your thing. It's not too bad right now, but I do think we definitely need to go ahead and put more buses onto this line because it's just... Whoa, there's a lot of passengers waiting. So let's just go ahead and buy another 6 of you guys, and let's assign you guys to the BC Philly line, which I do not see. Oh, you're using the old name for some reason. I'll need to update that in between episodes. So we'll have a look at that. Let's just very quick look at the other changes we made today. So Ride. The purpose of adding more buses into Ride was to get people moving around Ride more. Now, the problem is we're having again these traffic issues with buses queuing up to get into stations. This station is really busy, yes, but people just aren't getting to move as quickly as I would like them to. I think we just need a bigger station, that's the problem. Fundamentally, yeah, it definitely is the problem. So most of these buses are full, which is good. It's good to see a station getting this much use, but I mean the buses aren't waiting for too long, but I just don't want buses to be waiting in general. So as you can see, I think we just need to increase the capacity of the Connect in general. Why are you just stopped there? Are you gonna move? No, that's strange, very, very strange. But all bus stops seem to have a lot. Yeah, I mean, this is the problem. I'm going to need to find a solution because this was the problem in Sale, and I think the problem is here is too many buses using the one station. I think that's the problem. So I'll look into a solution for this going forward, and hopefully all will be good. Finally, just looking at the trains, trains are doing remarkably well. I think with the addition of those extra 3 trains on each part of the main loop, that will go ahead and continue to make us lots of money, and I really want to try and get to a cash amount of $1 billion. That would be great. So I mean, we're nearly halfway there actually, so I do really think it is achievable. I can imagine most of these trains are actually not full, which is interesting. So it's good to see, I guess, there's some seats on the line, and not all the trains are full. There's not actually that many people waiting on a mainline train here, which is good. So it does mean there's the capacity there to support the people. Let's just check the other train stations. This station here is crazy. What's everyone waiting on? So people are waiting on the mainline train here. I guess there's not really a bus connection which goes from here over to Haverhill. So the ride station is looking nice and empty, but bar that, all the other stations are still chock-a-block. I can imagine, yeah, you're full, and yeah, you're full. So Loughton, I think this is why we need, in the next episode anyway, to go ahead and build another railway line. I think that's what we need to go ahead and do, and to just ease some of the pressure off this side of the line anyway, because I think we've eased the pressure off roughly right just because of Loop 2, which connects up to Sale and Wembley. But I think this, maybe just a loop which goes Royston, and I've talked about it in the past few episodes actually, the route that goes from Royston to Loughton to Haverhill to Chesham and then loop around again. I think you 4 could just do with your own little small loop to make life easier. Anyway, with all that said, I'm going to wrap this episode up, so thank you very much for watching. My name is ConflctNerd Callum, and I'm out.